I like to start each presentation by going over the objectives of what I hope you learn from it. The first objective is to highlight why it is so important to make changes stick for good. Not only should you know why making gains permanent is important, but we want to give you the tools to plan for success. And finally, we'll go over the auditing process. While the last slide probably came across as rather elementary, I wanted to stress it because, despite the concept's simplicity, there is a common pattern that repeats itself over and over and over. We see a Kaizen event make changes that result in great gains. These are shown in green. Then there is backsliding, shown in red. Think about what would happen if the red lines were actually flat, if we held on to our gains. All that lost ground would be preserved. As it turns out, it is a cumulative benefit. The lines, as you can see, get further and further apart if we prevent this regression. Now, there's nobody who finishes a Kaizen event and says, "I can't wait to backslide." Nobody wants to get worse. So why does it happen? Well, there are a few common reasons. The first is not really backsliding, but it feels like it. Sometimes we expect gains and report that we made them, and they never materialize. More commonly, changes are made in an event, but then the training falls flat. People don't know what to do under the new process, so they revert to the familiar. And sometimes, people just get scared to try new things and latch onto old, comfortable processes. One way to prevent backsliding is to minimize follow-up activity. The Kaizen newspaper is a tool for tracking follow-ups, but the shorter the list, the fewer excuses you give to people to go back to the old way. This is especially true early in a transformation or when the change is controversial. Unfortunately, in the office, the list can get extended due to programming requirements. IT groups are notoriously slow at getting changes done during Kaizen events. Just do your best to keep the list short. If you find that your organization tends to have lengthy follow-up lists, try to narrow down the scope so you can get more done.